Because what happened, Themba?
Real Madrid.
You know what is this, man? Sometimes, when I say football is easy, but people make it complicated. That was what this man did tonight. Like, I did
what
a
happened?
preview video. I did a preview video, and I was.
I watched it. I watched it. I think I watched the video.
I said, if this man fails to do the right stuff, we are going to get pumped. Now, you are playing a game of football because, yes, it might be Arsenal, but Arsenal go into a game of football with a plan. You just want to have, like everything Arsenal does, they plan it and they practice it. Before you see Arsenal execute something on the pitch, they plan it, they practice it, and they can see that it will be effective. Because first of all, when you look at those two free kick, I'm sorry, those are worthy. On a good day, if that was not scored against my team, I will applaud it. Yeah. But right now, as a manager or as a player, you saw Arsenal did the first time, it entered. The same thing they did. Nobody was there pushing them to like, they were just let them, because basically it shoots, everybody comes like this. Arsenal players come like this, he goes in. But first of all, coming to that game, first of all, Carlo Ancelotti just proved the reason why I've been saying that he should be sacked. Even this manager wins the Champions League, La Liga, Copa del Rey, I want him gone. Why? I don't want a manager that relies on individual performances, because whenever you rely on a player and he does not show up, you are clueless. And that is what happened today. The fact alone that we considered the first goal, the second goal, and the first substitution in this stupid man mind to make was to take out Luka Modric for Lucas Vasquez that cost the third goal. Because that guy, I've been saying it, even live, I was saying, this guy is a detriment to my team. He comes in...
Vasquez?
Yeah.
Vasquez, yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, what he basically did was this. I will take out Modric, Valverde, go to the midfield, you stay at the back. Valverde was having a good game already. Yes, you might have considered 2 goals against, because there's no doubt Arsenal would have scored 3 goals or more in the first half. In the first half alone, there were crosses that Saka made, whereby if there was a striker that knows how to make a striker runs, he will be there to score those balls.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
And when I said 3 goals in the first half, I'm talking about minus those crosses, because there were some saves Thibaut made, to keep us in the game. It was coming. And the fact alone that this manager just watched the game, and I asked myself, what goes through his mind? Does he read the game and understand, okay, this is what I need to change in this first half? What does he say to them in the dressing room? Which is why I've been saying that whenever these players shows up to win games, it's not what this guy is telling them. It's the players that are playing with the hunger in them to get.
But Themba, don't you think you're too harsh on Carlo Ancelotti?
Let me tell you why I'm not harsh on him. I will explain to you right now. First of all, when I did the preview video, Vinicius Jr. wasn't going to play in this match. For me, he was not going to play in this match. That's one. The second mistake this man made, Saka. Yes, you might not rate him as a player, but Saka is one of the best wingers right now in the world. And in your mind, you are playing a player in David Alaba that have been injured for 2 years against Saka. Yes, Saka might have come back from injury, but the injury Saka went was not really long like people thought it was going to be. So I was expecting this guy play Frank Garcia in that position there. He will be able to match Saka for the pace, for the strength, physicality, and everything. No, he played at David Alaba. That is number one. Number two, I was going to play Tchouaméni and Camavinga.
Well, yes, I didn't see Tchouaméni in the.
Then I got to know that he was actually suspended for this game. I got to see he was suspended. Now, even though the guy was suspended, what should you have done? What you should have done is you play Camavinga and Jude Bellingham in that position. then Adagule in front of them, because I don't just know, for some weird reason he does not rate that kid. And the kid is a baller. I watch him play football for his national side.
He's very good. Very good.
He's very good, and you don't rate the kid. Because it pisses me off as a fan, but I still like your Casado, Yamal are doing the business. But how bad can Hendrick be tonight? How bad can Adagule be tonight? That I saw with Vinicius. If I tell you Vinicius played 90 minutes, you will believe it. 90 minutes. A player
Vinicius have not. Okay, like I said, Themba, I said I was telling Paul that you should be his last season at Real Madrid. Maybe a new voice needs to be heard in that dressing room.
That guy needs to be gone, because one thing is that what people don't understand, that the reason why Zidane won 3 Champions League in a row, it's not because Zidane is the greatest manager or whatever. Zidane did not rely on individual performance. In Zidane's team, everybody can play. All this nonsense you do, because you put everything together, fatigue as well can be as well in this thing that's happening to this club. Because this set of players are the one that are playing everything: La Liga, Copa del Rey, Champions League, and the same players. Sometimes they play 90 minutes, 120 minutes. The same players will still go and play La Liga. I watched them play against which team? Like when they blew the final whistle, everybody were tired. And this man will keep using them. It's like they're playing too many games. You want to use everybody. You will keep Adagule in the bench. Because for me, I believe if I say Adagule is available on loan, so many clubs will come for him.
I'll take him.
Then this man will keep them on the bench. It's crazy. Like, I want him gone like yesterday, not even like yesterday. If they can sack him tonight, I'll be happy.
I don't think they're gonna. He will leave Real Madrid respectively.
I'm sorry, man. You should be sacked, man. I'm tired of this man, man.
There's a job for him waiting for him.
The Brazil is still waiting for him. Yeah, they've sacked the man as well. Brazil have sacked the manager as well. They've sacked him as well. They are waiting for this guy. Go there and take the job.
Outside your frustration on the way Ancelotti set up his team. For me, I will say this. You made a point that Arsenal always have a plan, and exactly, very, very Arsenal have a plan, or except that plan comes crumble in the match that you expect Arteta to make 1 or 2 changes. I watched their match against United in the first leg at the Emirates, and I knew that yes, what Arteta does is that he set up his team based on what the opponent has on ground. Yes, you might call the free kick. We might call those free kick 2 lucky free kicks, but they are not just 2 lucky free kicks. The guy was just on point and was on form, and he scored those 2 free kicks. And I don't think he's gonna score any free as sweet as that in his entire career.
This man, Fancy. You see the Declan Rice that played tonight, and those 2 free kick he scored. Yeah. You will never see that player again till his career end.
Exactly, I agree with you.
But one thing is this, man. One thing I do is this, man. Sometimes you also need to give that credit to the team, because as much as I'm saying that, we are bad, but you want to give kudos to Arsenal, because it's not easy when you're playing a team like Madrid and you're able to get the job done. And the reason why I've said gets the job done is that, in my own opinion, I believe it's going to be a miracle for Madrid to go through. Madrid will score. You score, you come from back. There are teams you don't do it against. And this Arsenal team are a team whereby they are well structured defensively. They are well structured.
I agree with you.
If you think Madrid in Bernabeu will somehow get 1, 2, 3, 4. First of all, the players they don't convince themselves. That game, we could be playing that game from now to next 3 years. They will not still score 1 goal. That is how bad they are, and that is how stupid the tactics. It makes me ask myself: does this mean my manager, when he watch football, he doesn't read the game? Because yes, because You don't just
Man,
start
have respect for Carlo, please. Have respect. A little bit
no,
of respect.
bro.
I agree
I
with
do have
you.
respect for him. I respect the guy as a manager,
Yeah.
but at some point, man, like, does he read the game? Because there are things he does that makes me believe that he doesn't read the game. He just watch and in himself, okay, as I'm going to play this game, Vasquez will come in for Modric. This guy will come for. So no matter what happens in the game, he goes along with that same thing he has said in his mind.
Yeah.
Because I don't
But
understand.
I think I
Justify.
was when I saw Valverde playing the right back. I thought there will be, though Camavinga held that midfield in the first half, but I think
Yeah.
Arteta knew something. So what he did was to overload the midfield with the likes of Declan Rice to press Camavinga. When they started pressing Camavinga,
Yeah, that is
yes,
why I said
yes.
the manager does not read the game.
So who should
Because
have
if he
come into the
read the
midfield
game,
now?
he would have spotted.
The Themba, the thing is this.
Wait, sorry, before you go, Paul. I watched Barcelona versus Madrid, and the first half ended 0-0.
Yeah,
And I
first leg.
said to myself, I said, that midfield is open for the taking because both teams were going from the wing. What did Hansi Flick did? He took out his number 10 and brought in an 8. And that changed the game. Sometimes there are substitution you make that will change the game. Arteta have seen that, okay, this guy is keeping this thing, but he can see that Modric as well is not in the same pace. He cannot keep up
Yeah.
with, because that ball, Modric fouled, I think, Saka, because pace, he had beaten for pace. He's gone, let him bring him down. I'm not blaming him for it because football is a game of contact. Because if he did not bring him down there, he shoot, he score, people will be shouting, "Why didn't you foul him? Did you foul?" Like what happened with Manu and Elanga. Why didn't you foul him? He fouled, they scored the free kick. Fine and good. And this man decides, I will take Lucas Vasquez and Lucas Vasquez to come in. Like, you ask yourself, what does that change? First of all, the midfield battle, you are not even winning it already because now they've messed up with this guy's head, Camavinga. Has the yellow card already because already the game we consider go already is messed up here. What is supposed to do? Bring in less of a Brian Diaz, who has the pace, the legs, and everything. Bring in Brian Diaz. Bring in what's his name?
Aragule.
Still keep Valverde at the right back because I don't understand how you watch.
But Valverde at the right back, I just think that he is underutilized this season.
No. You know what is that? It's not that Valverde is playing there because of injury.
The injury.
Danny Cavaya is out. And I can tell you, I still prefer Valverde as a right back over
Vasquez.
Lucas Vasquez. Vasquez is not a right back. He's a winger that is converted to a right back. But when you see Valverde play as a right back, you think that is his position. That is how good he is as a player. And he was doing well with his own thing. He's doing well. If this game ended 2-0, I tell you, there's still a chance of us qualifying. 3-0 against Arsenal. Bro is done.
Okay.
It's a miracle.
Paul, over to you.
Congratulations to Gunners.
Yeah. Congratulations to you.
The thing is this, Themba, you said something about Carlo Ancelotti not reading the game. And for me, it is not possible for a manager not to read the game, but there's a possibility for you to read it wrongly.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every manager have the way of reading. It's just like if a player wants to take a penalty, it's a thing of decision. The keeper will decide that I'm taking my right. Why the player will decide as well. So you don't wait for the player to take the penalty before you dive. So both of them have already made up their mind. Likewise, Ancelotti. So the way he read the game, maybe he read it wrongly.
He read it wrongly, man. I could have taken out Vinicius Junior in the first half. I'm telling you.
Before you joined this show, I told my biggest fear was Kivio.
Yeah.
But the pressure I was expecting from the front three of Real Madrid
wasn't there.
to make Kivio shake in that match. It wasn't there.
They did not even play anything. My own
The
opinion,
only
they did not
clear
play
chance
anything
Madrid had was the one with Mbappe. That
in the
was
first
the
half.
only clear chance, yeah, on the first half. So I was more scared before the match started, but as soon as the match started, looking at the game as is this what they can offer? There's no threat there, seriously.
Oh man, it's crazy, man.
There was no
Honestly,
threat.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
So even during the match, Omofe was telling me that Arsenal still need one goal to top these 3 goals before.
Who was saying it?
No, I said so.
That's not. They are going to Benaboa. I was like,
You know what I mean? I'm confused. I think there's this thing Madrid are my team. Like I am
Madrid,
telling you.
no. Madrid is your team, but
You know what? I'm
we've
confused.
been watching Real Madrid for a long time.
When you watch,
I might say
when you watch Chelsea, when you want Madrid coming back against Chelsea, you could see it from the play.
Yes, that's my point. They are not playing that
just
way
against them.
Yes,
you can see it.
It's not that much.
But it doesn't. You don't. No. Let's hold on.
Okay.
Like
I'm confused. When you see Madrid right now walking off the pitch, do they look as if they have that confidence?
No. I don't think
when
so.
You watch
this
Madrid that City beat 4-3. When City beat Madrid 4-3, you could see the way they are celebrating, like because they know.
When I watch AC Milan went to Deportivo La Corona and considered 4-1. Did I see anything in the Milan side? They were dejected, and see, like I said, there are a lot of factors in games that can really play. And I said it in this video. A lot of factors, and those factors really played well in favor of Arsenal. Can they repeat that next week? Can those factors play? No. But what can really happen? What can really happen? What will be the worst result for Arsenal next week? Is to get a draw in Santiago and go home.
You are going to see the worst boring football ever in your life. That's what Arsenal is going to show you in next week. You will see the most boring football. Because there are teams I watch them play and I see the way they.
So you see, are you telling me that they're going to park the bus next week?
You will see for yourself. You're going to see for yourself. Arsenal next week, they are there to just go and see if we can get a draw. If we score, we score.
See,
they don't feel confident. This is my players. Looking at these guys today,
I agree totally with Themba because there's a difference when you see somebody playing or see a club play, and you know that it was club that
ran against them or against them of play.
So,
like there's a way
this Madrid now that you saw play today, if they play the same thing next week, Arsenal will still beat them.
Fact.
So how did we get Themba? How did we get here? How did Real Madrid get to this situation that they are? We saw them on the weekend. I saw you shouting over. I was telling Paul. I saw you shouting over the weekend when they considered an 88-minute goal against Valencia. And, it's an 89-minute goal against Valencia. I saw you shouting and heading left, right, center. So, but how did Real Madrid got here?
You know, this man, how we got here is the fact that this manager does not understand that we are playing too many games. Too many games is being played. This man is burning players out. And one thing about he relies on individual performance. Whereby he says to himself, I know on a good day, Vinny will give me this, give me that. But he's not the guy at the moment. He's not the guy.
So what needs to change? Do you want to change him now?
Change Vinny?
No.
Manager.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't want a manager that relies on a player because Zidane, there's a reason why Zidane won the 3 Champions League in a row. He did not rely on anybody. Before Zidane lost 3rd game for Madrid, I think he has already won 2 Champions League. So that's how serious it is. Now, that man, in Zidane era, we had some top ballers, but this man does not rely on just, okay, it's Ronaldo. Let me just he was dropping some players, vital players on the bench. A Clasico, he dropped Ronaldo on the bench. He used Asensio. Asensio single-handedly won the game as well. But we have in our team, we have players whereby in the whole of football in the world right now, we'll play in anything. We play. Adagule will start for any club. Hendrick might not really start for any club, but I will tell you, Hendrick will start for like of your Burnley, your Southampton, your Ipswich. He will. And not because he's not good enough, but because of the fact that he's young. If Hendrick is in United, he will give Rasmus a run for his money in that position. So you've got kids that can play the ball, but because of the fact that you rely more on these guys, it makes you now forget these guys that can still come in and do a job for you. Honestly. And football, modern football does not need that nonsense. You need everybody. You need everybody to use everybody. But this man just stick to the same people. You come Saturday or Sunday, it's the same guys you will see playing against in the Liga. Burn them out as well. Then you bring them again in the Champions League. How are they supposed to recover? Because right now we are seeing too many games being played, and some of these players, whenever they go to the national team as well, they still get used. There was a time people were going on Bruno. I'm like, guys, man, can you guys just give this guy space? This guy plays too many games. Even when he goes to Portugal, they're still picking. So sometimes fatigue burns out. But this man fails to understand that. And that is why I think right now the Brazilian job is a better job for him. It's a job by
okay. So you think you think he needs okay, you think now either side between there should be a servant of relationship between. No, I wouldn't call it you servant relationship. You know, servant. You just think that a new voice in that dressing room is needed for Real Madrid.
That's why I think a new fresh mind is needed, because when you look at what happened,
who is that fresh mind now?
You know one thing right now, I would take Zidane to the end of the season right now. I would take, even like, I don't need to say I want to take for the night right now. Just bring the manager, Xabi Alonso, bring him in.
Xabi Alonso?
Yeah, bring Xabi Alonso in. Or
right now?
Or Zidane. Yeah, right now. Or Zidane. You think if Amorim have not taken the United job, I won't be calling him out. I'll call him as well. Bring him as well. Because one thing I can tell you for sure is that he's a fresh mind. He's a fresh mind. And the way this man coaches the team is the other old pattern of coaching in him, which is Ancelotti. But right now, you have players with fresh mind. They can, when you watch the training for Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso trains with the player. He wears his boots and play the game.
He also trains with the player.
He trains with the player. No, there's a difference of like you just jogging the ball and actually playing the ball with them.
Carlo was
instructing them.
Please,
Carlo. No, bro.
Themba, do you want them to play the ball with them?
No, he just tell you sometimes when you play the ball with them.
How bad?
You get to see some things.
One of the top
you don't
but
want.
Themba, the thing is this: you are overreacting. You
know what is this, man? Carlo Ancelotti is the most decorated manager in Real Madrid history. But sometimes the way they call this end of era, there's when you should know when to go out. Zidane,
yeah, but that time
Zidane was smart. After he won the Champions League, what did he do? He left the team because you can actually see that this team is already ending, and of which did it end? It end. You needed Ancelotti to come in and face the mess. He face the mess. So that is one thing, and that is what it is with Ancelotti right now. Right now, I think Ancelotti will be better with a country job, whereby you don't play too many games like in the league. Because for some reason, I respect him as a manager, but he's not the guy anymore. And I'm not saying he has fallen off. He hasn't fallen off. He has the tactics that wins you competition. He has it in him, which is why I think a kind of like a country job will suit him. If you go to that Brazil team, Brazil are trash right now, but give him time, they will start performing again. That is
Oh,
kind of
okay.
manager he is.
Finally, Paul, 3-0 in the first leg. Confidence is riding high in the Arsenal camp. I will not. I don't want to ask. I would ask you now what we expect in the second leg, because it's still too early. When we have our preview show next week, we'll talk about that. But now, for you now, you think with this victory, it gives the Arsenal fans confidence that Arteta should still remain next season to take the club to win their first Premier League title in almost decade now. What's your take about that?
Even without winning Real Madrid, they should leave Arteta for me, because it is easy for you to say Arteta out, Arteta out. Do you know where we are coming from?
Exactly.
Paul, if you want to talk about Arteta, it's not going to end, because I'm somebody I've been saying that Arteta, I'm sorry, there is no way you justify spending 750 million pounds, and you look at the squad. It does not look as a squad that 750 million pounds was spent upon. Because what is this, man? Let me explain to you. Oh, yes, I want to break it down to you right now.
Okay.
So basically, because right now, Kai Havertz is out injured, but I can tell you, Kai Havertz is not the guy that wants to make you win the Premiership. Because I can agree, if Arteta wins Champions League, I'm not surprised, because you don't have to be the best team to win a cup tournament. But if you are going to win a Premiership, you need to have a good starting 11 and a good squad depth. And you know what? I called it out twice when I saw us now on the league. First, I was saying they will not win the league. And I'm not saying they will not win the league because I don't think they are good enough. I was saying they will not win the league because they don't have a good squad depth. They do not. And that is the only thing that is holding Arsenal back, because you guys should be able to have people on the bench that can come in and win you games. And that is something Arsenal does not have.
Okay.
That's nothing right now. You put somebody like Matthias Cunha, Osimhen, or Isak, then I tell you that Arsenal will fight for a trophy.
Because you guys have what you just explained now, Themba. Do you think it's Arteta's fault? Have you seen a coach? Okay, let me put it this way.
No,
have you seen a coach that don't want to win?
I will tell you it's Arteta's fault. And you know why I will say that.
Sorry to cut you short.
Because
you spoke about Kai Havertz just now. Mind you, Arsenal did not buy Kai Havertz to become a striker. It was a replacement for Xhaka.
Xhaka.
It was a replacement for Xhaka. So it was because Gabriel Jesus, who again? It's just Gabriel Jesus. Okay, this guy that we loaned to what's it called? Nketiah. Gabriel Jesus and Nketiah was not doing well, and at the same time, it's like one of them had injury. That was the reason why Kai Havertz was pushed to the front.
Who gave Nketiah a new contract? Because if
Arsenal did.
One thing I can tell you is this: Arsenal have showed that they will back Arteta. They've showed it. And one thing is this, man: Arsenal Football Club are backing the wrong manager. Because if they have given us this same backing to Unai Emery, I will tell you, you guys would have won the league now. Because people think that what Unai Emery is doing at Aston Villa is a good manager. That guy have won La Liga, won the Copa del Rey, the Europa League, and going and beating Arsenal to the final to beat is it United they beat in the final, beating Arsenal to go to final with less budget players. But it's a good thing.
You said Unai Emery lost to Chelsea in the final as well.
So where was that?
At UEFA as well. The thing is that I'm not justifying the fact that maybe I'm not arguing with you if they have given him a chance, maybe he would have done better. But for me, Arteta is not the wrong manager. That's what I want to clear out. Because this time Arteta, you're calling a wrong manager. If it's available, even your team, Madrid, will come for him.
Their managers will go for. And I can tell you,
you
see Carlo Ancelotti right now. This man can stand all these critics because the CV is full. A manager like Arteta, I'm sorry, will not survive in Madrid because the noise alone, the critics alone, it will not. The reason why this man is able to take those things is because, like, you cannot fault him for anyhow. Just like what Pep said. Pep knows that if he's an they would have sacked him.
Yes,
he said it
to be frank, let's say the truth. With Arteta, after Arsene Wenger left, Arteta is the most successful manager currently now. With this,
Wait. In terms of what?
No, look at it.
In terms, how many trophies has Arteta won?
Just two FA Cups. Just two FA Cups. No, this is why I'm saying it now.
Two FA Cup. Arteta only won one FA Cup.
Is it 2 or 1?
One FA Cup and one Community Shield.
Okay.
Don't tell me that.
Is it not a cup?
You don't have no shame.
Let's put it this way, guys. Let's put it this way. Yes, he is. After Wenger, no other manager has won anything for them. And rightly so.
Let me put you now. You see one thing is this, man. Whenever people like me criticize Arteta is this. I was fortunate enough to see that this top 4 that this fan base of now are taking as a trophy.
I think they've moved away from the top 4.
I saw as a winger getting it with less budget of players in a season and still getting to quarter-final, semi-final in the Champions League.
Themba.
Do you understand? Like some of us that
let me come in. See,
yeah, holding this fan.
The kind of players. Listen, the kind of players Arsene Wenger was using. Do you think now those set of players, if Arsene Wenger was still the manager of Arsenal now, those set of players will qualify for top 4 with this current standard of the league?
Why not?
No.
So basically, you think football right now is hard than then, because right now we have too many calls in football that sometimes gets to be in people's favor, of which then they don't care. Like whereby you go up, you come down, you're holding your head. What happened? You don't kill you as you go up. He has killed me. They will go Vieira and check.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
There's so many things that have ruined football, taking out so many things in football. But one thing is that, like, the way people go about Arteta is the hype around him. It makes me feel as if this man called Arsene Wenger is not doing anything. Arsene Wenger was somebody about he didn't sign players. He was decoupling players from here and there just because the depth of the stadiums could be paid. Now, this guy is enjoying everything. But in my opinion, he can win the league, but the team is not good as yet. He needs a prolific ghost. Like I believe if Isak is in Arsenal,
that's 200 million pounds. That's 200 million pounds.
Now, he's 200 now, because then when he was seeing Real Sociedad, that was when Arsenal was supposed to go and get him, because now it will be difficult to get him from Newcastle. It will be very, very difficult. And I think Arsenal still need like a player like Odegaard that replaces Odegaard when he's having a stinker, or that replaces Saka. Because all these likes of your Nelson, even when Nelson came in, scored some goals in some important match, win them the games, Saka still knows that no matter how bad I play, I still play. And sometimes that is something you don't really want to have as a team, because it doesn't make the players like stay on their feet. Because you know that if I don't play well, this guy is there, he will just bench me. Like you see, like me, I believe if Bayinda did not go that injury, Onana will be on the bench right now, because the guy was coming for the share. So sometimes these are things you need in your team, and Arsenal does not have it right now. They don't have it right now.
How good was he considered 3 goals. I had this argument. Yes, I had this argument with Paul at the beginning of it. I say if you look at Courtois and David Raya, it's uncomparable. with the two players. But
No,
he considered three goals. He considered three goals.
No, on a
He
good day,
considered
man.
three goals. Yeah, but Thibaut
Courtois,
Courtois is one of the best keepers in the world.
This game, Courtois was not fit to play this game. He was injected.
Why?
He was injured. He was injected.
This was his first match. Why?
He was injected to play this game.
So you think Luna should have been in the post?
Luna is injured as well.
So
Luna was also injured. It was their third choice goalkeeper that kept that.
Yeah, that keep in Valencia now. It was my thought. They have to go and bring him from the academy. So that's the thing. Yeah, that's gonna be the ball from academy. But on a good day, I don't think there's in the last 5, 7, 10 years, man. I think Courtois is the best keeper in the world, man. Honestly.
Yeah. But remember, Paul, I told you. Remember, Paul, you remember that I told you that. Remember, one of you said, I said it will take a very good ball to beat Thibaut Courtois, and Declan Rice had 2 good balls to beat him.
It will take an exceptional ball to beat Declan Rice because most of the save he made. Look at this double save he made in the first half. The double save. The fact that he could have that response to even stand up immediately to recover for the Martinelli ball was just tells you how of a quality of the goalkeeper he is.
I think he made double save in both halves.
Yeah, 2 double saves. Yeah,
that is how. Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper for me. I think he's a good, solid goalkeeper. But that does not mean that David Raya is also trash, because David Raya also made Raya.
No, Raya is a good keeper.
He also made some very, very good saves in that same first half as well.
It's only gonna be trash when his mistakes are consistent and they are all redeemable. But so far so good. He hasn't. I think so far so good. Apart from, I think I can count the number of times. Apart from one of those matches, he made one error. He has been so good, and that's the whole mark of the keeper. Try and minimize your errors.
No, and what is this, man? Error is always going to happen. As long as you want to play the back football and everything, error is going to happen.
But what of in a situation where the error is consistent?
That's where it's bad.
Where
it is bad. Yeah. But on a good day, it's not that Alisson makes error. Thibaut Courtois makes error as well. So if those guys can make error, then everybody's allowed to make error. But David Raya today was solid. But it does not mean that he was a better goalkeeper than Thibaut Courtois because he did not concede. Because my attack did not look like score. They never look as if will play from now to another 10 years, they will not score. They will not. So that's the thing. But we can't take it from him, man. He had a good game as well. Had some good saves to make. But in my own opinion, the game is done, man. Okay. The game is done. I don't do those your positive talk or your positive thing. I see what it is, and I call it out. And what I saw today, those players now will have to convince me that they can come back from this 3-0. Because one thing I know for sure, we came back against City. I could see it from the first half, from the first leg. Like, yes, we lost, but I believe we can still come back.
So you think the players didn't put up a fight?
That's not what he's saying. It's not convincing.
You can't see it in them. You cannot see it in those players. Like
so between this match and the Vini was even rested the match against Valencia. True or false?
Yeah, he came up on the bench now, which is what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense to me because Vini was. I don't understand why you're rushing. Like the fact
my rationale is this. My rationale is that you are right to say it's time for Carlo Ancelotti to leave the club. That's one. I think it's time because you need. You see, let me say this. Whoever cares to know is that if you have been that success you have, and this is what is affecting Man City too. And when I say you need a second voice, you need a new voice in the dressing room. It also applies to players, and this is it. If you have been winning, what you need to do is 2 things as a club. You sign new players, fresh voice in the dressing room to come in, or if it's up for the manager to leave, the manager leaves and you get somebody else. Mm-hmm. That's why I think Xavi Alonso it's time for Xavi Alonso to come into that team, bring something new, something fresh, something dynamic, and they can continue from there. I know all of you, both of you agree with me. And for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, for me, I think they should continue with Mikel Arteta. It's not as bad as you can think that Mikel Arteta is not. You see, let me tell you this. It is not an easy thing to become an assistant to Pep Guardiola for two seasons and become a coach for like 4 seasons now. And for those 4 seasons that he has been the manager of Arsenal, in 2 of those seasons, I won't add this season because this season they were really awful in terms of the title chase. But in 2 of those seasons, last season and 2 seasons ago, they chased Man City and they almost got there. Yes, nearly cannot kill a bird, but you know that there's this improvement for the team. Yeah. We expected them to do more this season, to go for the jugular in terms of the title this season. It didn't go there because of one factor, and I will say it. No, not. I won't even put in the injury there. The injury is also another factor, but I will still put if he had that one man, because there were a lot of matches you see Arsenal drawing, and that one man can make a difference.
Okay,
look at the 2 crosses Saka put in today. You just needed a poacher to poach that ball.
Just tap it in,
and everything is a huru.
That is why
that one man
go out there and get a prolific striker in maybe Osimhen or Gyökeres.
So what's the final take, Paul?
I agree with what Themba said, because Adibe Arsenal had a 0.9, a good one at that. I believe we'll be in a better position in the league now.
Yeah.
So, Themba, I hope to see you next week at Spain.
No, I'll be here now. I'll be here. You're dropping the dig. I'll be here, man. Because we just ask that next week. He just wants just come and just have fun and do banter. Because I've zero out of this.
No, all of you still believe Madrid can.
I still believe anything.
The one that believe. I don't believe. They need to make me believe.
I'm not saying that I believe. I'm not saying that anything can still happen in that game.
They need to make me believe.
All hands will be on deck.
Yeah, they have to make, because for me,
okay, guys.
If they have scored a goal, if they have scored 1 goal, I'll still be telling you, it's possible, because it's only 2 you're looking for. You're looking for 3 goals. 3, 1, 2, 3. Come on, man.
You are not the typical Nigerian fan that the Nigerian fan that when they lost or when they draw, they begin to calculate.
I don't do those bullshit, man, because I've looked at it and I see that these guys, I know, man, it's nonsense.
So they start calculating. They start calculating what Paul. The Nigerian fans is that when they lose, when they draw, when they start.
You start depending on other country. When Zimbabwe, you'll be there. When you get to
Zimbabwe. Oh my God, Zimbabwe. Honestly,
guys. Okay, guys, it's nice having all each and every one of us on the show today.
Big up, man.
Yes. So we do this, we continue. So I want to have you on the
preview,
the prediction show for this week.
Okay.
Me, you, and I think our prediction show it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
So I want to have you as a guest on the show this week. Let's have the prediction show, 3 of us, and let's see where it takes us to.
No stress. I'm here. Just drop me the link. That's what you need to do.
Well, I'll drop you the link. So yeah, thank you guys, and
okay.
We'll see.
Please share me Themba's link as well.
Okay, I'll share his link. The 2 links with you. I see on fancy.
Yeah. I'm still anything, and they gave it to me back because I don't know why they took it to us before. It's because I was close to.
Was it hacked before?
I think it was hacked. Then they closed it up, and I try appealing. They said no. The letter they sent me and say I can appeal. Then I said they took it down because I posted something. I said no, man, I don't think so. I queried and they leave it, and I don't know. Ever since then, it's working fine though. It's working fine.
Okay,
so that's the thing.
No problem. It's
big up, man. Big up to you. Big up to you.
So we are hoping that Paul is gonna launch very soon. We're just trying to prepare him and prep him up.
Yeah. It's okay, man. You should do it, man.
So,
Do it.
yeah,
It's necessary.
fortunately
Necessary.
enough, fortunately enough, me and Paul work in the same place, so we almost see
Oh,
virtually almost every time in a week. Yes, every
shit.
time in a week.
That's nice, man.
Yeah, yeah.
The banter will be so nice.
So, and we don't have the likes of what's his name? The likes of
Mark?
Mark again anymore. So I don't know, but
No, Mark is busy right now because he's he's a producer, so he's always having gigs. Of recent now, he's having too many gigs. He
oh,
goes to tours and and so he don't even have time to stream. It was even fortunate to jump in on the stream today.
oh,
So he has been crazily busy, man. He's been busy. So
okay.
because
So
it was quiet at first, and he was complaining. All of a sudden, he's busy now. He's also complaining. I said, "Bro, can you relax? What do you want?"
so we'll see. We'll see you on today's Tuesday. So we'll see you on Thursday when we'll do the recording for the prediction show. I'll drop you the link. And
Okay,
give
no
you the
problem.
time.
No problem.
Yeah. See
No
you
problem,
guys.
Adi.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right,
Yeah.
see you there, pal.
Yeah.